I know everyone stresses out about the whole like baby locks and your starter locks and, you know, frizzy locks and the awkward stage. But to be honest, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Clearly, I went through the whole process, okay? What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back, Skyy Squad. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. And this is my 30 to 31 month lock update. I haven't done an update in so long, so I decided I should do it now. Yeah, especially since I'm already dolled up. I had things to do today, this week basically. It's already booked and busy. And so I'm like, well, let me just go ahead and do this as I'm feeling myself, like my makeup look, you know, I like how my hair looking. And yeah. So let's just do an up close look of my locks right now. So this is the front, and I'll explain everything in a minute. It's look like. I will say you see how my tips are like lighter than my root because they've been exposed to the sun longer. So that will happen. I don't know if anyone's talked to you guys about that, but that will happen. You see the difference? This is a good hairstyle to show this difference, but I like it. Here's the back. I probably shouldn't have worn a black shirt, but I'm getting ready to eat actually and lay it down. Oh, and also I still have my crown lock, and I'll let you guys know where I got mine from. So that way, if you like this jewelry, they have tons and tons of other lock jewelry. If you don't like gold, they also have silver as well, and I'll leave that information down below and on the screen. So yeah. So that's my hair, and basically, let's see what happened. I'm doing this new thing, which I tried before, but I tried it in the wrong way. So before, I tried to go longer without a retwist, but at that time, I didn't feel comfortable washing my hair and not retwisting after. So when I tried to do it, I was just trying to extend both washing and retwisting, which is hella bad, and which is why I didn't make it. This time, just on the spur of the moment, I decided, okay, well, I'm just gonna retwist every other month. Or longer. So what month is this? We're at the end of February, so I might as well just say March, basically, because that's probably when you'll see this, actually. I don't know. Okay. I usually wash my hair like every 3 weeks, so somehow it just ended up being at the end of the month. So like around Christmas time, I washed my hair, I retwisted my hair. So then around the end of January, I washed my hair, but I did not retwist my hair. Again, I've already washed my hair for the end of February, basically. I did not retwist my hair. There's only two exceptions, which is why my front looks as well manicured as it does. I had a job interview at the end of January. So while all of this is not retwisted, I did softly retwist my front of my hair just to be nice and neat. Where I work at, they do not care if you have dreads. All they ask is, you know, everyone's hair be nice, clean, and groomed, basically. So I wanted to have a good first impression. It's not like I'm hiding my locks or anything under a wig or anything like that. I mean, do what you gotta do, but I did not have to do that. But I did use one of my oils. I just wet my hair, put oils on, and retwisted it. And what I did was I used bobby pins to kind of keep that tension on it so it wouldn't just unravel. Kept that tension on it. And I just basically tied my hair up in a scarf, went to sleep, woke up, and it's fine. The oil I used for this one was my Champagne Poppin' Luxe oil. And it's not a heavy oil, obviously. It's definitely not a light oil, but it's definitely not like weigh your hair down kind of oil. And I just use that on damp hair, and then I have a retwist, basically. So yeah, so you can see, look at all that new growth and growth that hasn't started budding and forming yet. So this is basically my last real retwist all over my head was Christmas time. So this is what we have so far. And then let's look at the one I combined. This one always has the most loose hair. Like, it's really weird. It's always been that way. But yeah. So here's that, and then if I pull that straight, that's what it'd be. And so that's kind of why the front looks, at least the first row or two I've done, but everything else is just fine. I was worried about my hair combining or marrying. I haven't had that problem, but of course, like if I go in and just kind of make sure everything's like separated, that's all you really need to do, and it doesn't really take long to do that. I do have like some pieces of my hair like that doesn't grow with the lock. I don't know if I can find one, but I do. And so I just kind of think, if I find one, if I come across it, I just think, well, what lock would it have belonged to? And I just take that hair and I just wrap it all the way until the end of it. The front part, I mean, my fronts was always kind of like more looser than the others, and so it would be more of an afro looking thing. I might show a picture, but they're always being like an afro fuzzy feel in the front, and I just really, I mean, sometimes I would do that whole twist thing, but really I just kind of make sure, actually I don't know if I even made sure that it was separated. I just kind of let it do what it do. I feel like my front hair is much softer, so I really didn't want to stress it out either way. Like, I didn't want to constantly be wrapping loose hairs around the lock, you know. I just kind of let it do its thing, because I knew next month or the month after I was going to retwist, so it's no big deal. But for the most part, most of my hair just looks like this. Not really much loose hair. I wonder, oh, is that a gray hair? I have a gray hair back there. I like it when I find grays. I like my grays. I have some gray hairs up here, which they're camouflaged right now, but because I have it palm rolled. But if I can find, I don't know if, can I? Anyways, wait. I don't know. Sometimes when I have loose hair like that, around, and if it's like in the, oh, here. Okay, so sometimes I have loose hair like this around, and I would just find the lock it belongs to and wrap it all the way down. I don't really think you have to do that. I think if you just keep your parts separate, like just make sure they don't start marrying, I think you're fine. I still wrap my hair up and all of that. The one thing, okay, so here's the one thing I noticed. So January, when I did my hair wash, I used Neutrogena anti-residue shampoo, which is super clarifying. And then I used some conditioner, which I'm thinking it might be old, but it didn't smell or act suspicious at the time. But looking back, I'm pretty sure it was old, past due. So I did that. And then I just kind of went on my way. And the next thing I know, I felt like my hair was super itchy. And so if you do decide to do this, or if you have done this, let me know what your experience at the, let me know what your experience is at the bottom. Because after I washed my hair and did my thing, like, and I did do a hot oil treatment. I did do that. But I felt like my hair was like itchier or drier way quicker than it usually is. And mind you, I usually use Flax on Fleek, and it just gave me an extra sense of appreciation of how moisturizing and how nutrient dense it is, because when I do retwist with Flax on Fleek and apply oil on, I can probably go the whole week without having to do any moisture routine. Like, I kind of just do moisture routine whenever I feel like I need to, and it's never within the first week. But I felt like I used those shampoo and conditioners, and then I did do a hot oil treatment, but it's like, no, I needed like 2 days later, spray my hair with rose water and put oil in it, or I was gonna have an itchy mess. And my hair is never, ever, ever itchy. Like, it's not like I'm gonna have a random scratch here or there, but it's not like, why is my whole head itchy? You know what I mean? So I experienced that, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I amped up my moisture routine, and it is pretty cold and dry out here. So I did wash my hair. No, I think it was on the 17th, right at 3 weeks, I think. Right at 3 weeks. And I did, this time I used a different shampoo and conditioner. I used Mix Easy, which I've done my first impressions on them. I was like, I'm not out of this, and I know they're not old, so let me do this. So I did that, and then did a hot oil treatment as well. I really like doing hot oil treatment while my hair is still damp. I just feel my hair like appreciates it better. Like it's better absorbed and has more lasting effects. So then I did that, and yeah, and I think maybe a few days after I went ahead and did the rose water spray and oil, and then I was like back on regular programming. But it's like I can't go like a whole week without moisturizing if I don't retwist with Flax on Fleek. Then I have to moisturize with rose water and an oil like that week. Like I cannot, it's just crazy on how much moisturizing and nutrient I get from that Flax on Fleek. And I always knew it was moisturizing and nutrient dense, but I have like a reconfirmed appreciation of it. So then I'm like, okay, I can go a week. Next week I can start my moisture routine and I'm fine. Like I wouldn't usually have to oil my hair or nothing the first week. Now I gotta spray rose water and have my Holy Hemp or Holy Grail or one of those and put on it. But I really like, though, not retwisting my hair because it's just nice. It's really nice. And like I said, if I need to, I could always do an oil retwist. But yeah, I really, really appreciate it. And I guess technically you could always use Flax on Fleek as a conditioning treatment. I would just make sure you keep it on the root of your hair, and then you could just thoroughly like rinse it out. I haven't done that, but you can use it that way. I just like to use it as retwisting and leave it in, and it's glorious. I just really like it. But yeah, so that's how my hair looks, not retwisted. And when I went on my job interview, like it was the same thing. Like I just did the front row or whatever. Like it's really well like camouflage, like, you know. But yeah, look at this length, y'all. I don't know. I just really like it. Look at that. Look at that. I don't know. I really like it. These are what my sides are looking like. We came a long way. We're definitely catching up, you know. Definitely. Especially because if you guys don't know, if I had to type my hair, I guess it would be 4C. I don't really know. Y'all tell me. Would y'all type that as 4C if you can tell? Just based on that? I don't really know. Whatever pattern I have. I started July 27th, 2016. And when my hair was straightened and stretched, it would touch like the tops of my shoulder. But I had high shrinkage. So when I first started my locks, I went to a loctician and we did the comb coil method, and we did like a brick layer pattern. I told her I want like medium, like a medium size. So this is what a medium size is for my hair texture. But when we first did it, like a lot of people thought I had a big chop before, but I really did not. I just have, my hair shrinks so much, like especially when it's wet. It's like, let's say this is how it is when it's stretched. It will come like right here when it's fully curly. So I had that. It probably hit my earlobes. No, maybe a little longer than that in my first year. Kept growing and growing. I was watching my friend Raven, who I met through YouTube, and all our journeys brought us together. And she's totally mom goals. Like, I'm like secretly taking notes of when I'm gonna be a future mom, you know, just take notes from her. And I have her number, so I know I'm gonna like bother her about mom things, but she's amazing. And she started her locks maybe a month and some change before I did. And I didn't know her before then, but when she on one of her Instagram posts was talking about 3 years and so many months, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't like that we're already at the 3-year mark. I just don't even how, like, that just happened really quick, like what happened. So if you're a newbie, right, I just want to keep preaching this because I know everyone stresses out about the whole like baby locks and your starter locks and, you know, frizzy locks and the awkward stage. But to be honest, like, honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Clearly, I went through the whole process, okay? I didn't get lock extensions. I didn't get instant locks, which if you want to, make sure you heavily research those. They have tons of YouTubers that talk about that. So make sure you use YouTube as your resource and really see if you can reach out to them and ask some questions. I unfortunately can't tell you anything about that because I did not experience that firsthand. And I haven't really watched many videos. I have watched some. I don't think I've watched enough to really give you an opinion on it. But I didn't do that route. I just didn't want to. It's just something I didn't feel the need to do. But like I said, I did start out with really short locks, and I didn't do instant lock. And, you know, I've made lock mistakes. And I've only worn like a wig or some kind of protective covering a grand total of 3 times on my locks. 1 time with a scarf covering my locks, and then 2 times with a wig. 1 time I was in a wedding, and 1 time I was like going out and I, you know, started locks, and it was just weird to me. Like seeing myself all dolled up with so short hair, and I wasn't used to that. But after that, I was like, I'm not gonna hide my locks again. And so coming from someone who's done it like the nitty gritty, like way, and probably had really short locks to the point, like I said, everyone thought I big chopped my hair and then it's really short. That awkward small lock stage it's like when you look back, that was like a blink in time. It only feels like forever because you're on a new journey, you're not used to it, and you're always looking at your hair. Like, I look at my hair, but not as much as I did in the beginning. And so you're just so focused on it, and you're just curious and can't wait to see like changes in it, because then your hair will start budding and it's a whole new process. But that whole awkward phase is such a short period of time that should not be a reason why you don't get locks or why you give up on your lock journey, because it's just really, it's like I said, it's short-lived. Like those months, I don't even know. Like even by the end of the year, I was completely comfortable with my locks, like way before that. But that came from me not hiding them. And just, I mean, if people want to give me a weird look, which people have given me weird looks, like at work or whatever. If you want to give me, at my old job, if you want to give me weird looks, I didn't care. And plus when I was at work, I really didn't have time to like constantly look at my locks and if seeing one was sticking up, because I did have a couple that would stick up. But I just kind of like didn't care because I knew in my mind, and you guys helped me as well, like just read some of like the positive comments that people have on their journey if you don't feel like sharing, because I don't know, this has been a very like uplifting community, because if you don't know, my family did not like them. Yeah, my family did not like them. Okay. And I can feel the vibe and feel the look on their face every time I come around and I have like these short locks, you know what I mean? Some people at work, it's just kind of like, what are you doing to your hair? You know, but then of course, when it's like this, they're like, oh, your hair's so long. Oh, oh, looks good. And so don't let the naysayers stop you, because honestly, it doesn't really matter. As long as you truly want them, then go for it. And don't cheat yourself out of a good experience by hiding them. I mean, if you have to for some reason and you feel comfortable hiding them, then do what you have to do. But don't hide them because you're ashamed of them, because that's a kind of a part of the process and the journey. You kind of learn patience, because it's gonna take patience. You're not gonna get here in a week. You know what I mean? And it might not happen. And for me, I saw a lot of other lock YouTubers who had, when they did their comb coils, their hair was already like this length, even though it didn't fully lock or anything yet. And I was stuck with like the short, awkward looking ones, but the less I hit it, the more confident I was, and I just didn't care. And some people would talk about like, you know, my frizzy roots and things like that. And I just have to tell them like, yo, like, I'm sorry this bothers you, but it does not bother me. Any other questions? So it makes you a stronger person because you don't really care what people say. But yeah, don't cheat yourself out of the experience. It's very short-lived. And once you get that first year done, honestly, that might sound like a long time, but a year goes by super fast, especially when you got other things to focus on. Once you get past that first year, you're just like, what? I don't even know how this July I'll be 3 years. It doesn't even feel that long from my 2 year, honestly. Oh yeah, another thing. So if you have been researching, or if you're worried, you're just kind of like, I've seen a lot of lock YouTubers, you know, after years and years, cut their locks off or comb their locks out, you know, and you're just kind of worried, like, why do they do that? Like, am I gonna make a mistake? Everyone has a reason, and at the end of the day, it's your hair. Like, you have every right and authority to do what you want with it. I'm not one of those people like, oh no, you should never cut your locks. Even though I don't think I would ever like cut my locks off, I can see why sometimes that happens, and sometimes it's just like you're over it. After 7-10 years, you're just kind of like, I want something new, I want something different, I'm done. Sometimes people cut them off because it's kind of hard to tell what your locks will look like when you start, because you can have lock inspiration, but you really don't know what your locks will look like on your head. Like, when I imagine my locks, I did not imagine this, but I am in love with the locks I have, but I couldn't tell you it's gonna look like this. I couldn't say this is how I would look with locks, and this is how thick my locks would truly get. I really had no idea. You just kind of have to tough it out, because even after that first year, my locks still went through a transformation. And so, like, this length and where we're at in my lock journey, like, I am 100% satisfied. I actually like really love this length. Of course, I want my locks to keep growing longer, but if I ever did cut them, I would probably cut them to this length and not any length shorter, because this is really what I really enjoy. But you don't really know what you're getting, you know, especially if you do them yourself, or if you go to someone who may not know. Like, it's hard to predict what your locks will look like on you, because there's so many factors that go into it, you know. So I can see why some people do that and start over. There's this one woman on YouTube, if I could find the video, I will just link it. But she had freeform locks, and she kind of missed her loose natural locks. And for her, when she cut her locks, it was a mistake. So she started her journey again. And sometimes you learn through your mistakes first-handedly, so then you know what you want next time. So, and what's good for your hair and your hair texture and what you want. But that shouldn't be a reason why you don't get locks, because like I said, you can always change your mind. You can always do what you want. Like, do what you want, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's my soapbox. That's my spiel. But yeah, we got 31 months. We're just gonna say 31-month lock update. As you can tell, you know, my hair is still doing the same old. My front is still soft. I don't have perfect squares up here, which is totally fine. I used to be stressed out about that, but for my next hair wash, I still don't know if I'm gonna retwist my whole head, because I really like not doing that. And my hair seems to be tolerating it well. If I ever need to retwist, I think the only thing that probably will is just my front for professional purposes. And since I do tend to have a lot of loose hair in the front, that just gives me an opportunity to keep those hairs in order. But I don't know. I mean, I might retwist my hair. I don't know. I did in January, not doing it February. Like I said, the only time I did it was for a job interview and for training. So March, I might do it. I have heard some people only retwist their hair quarterly, so you get to decide on like what you do with your hair. Like, this is your hair. So, yeah. So, okay, I'm gonna go eat and relax and chill. And if you have any questions, let me know. One of you guys suggested maybe I should do videos, like kind of giving my opinion on other people's locks. So like, if you want me to give you my opinion on your locks, I could do a video about that. Let me know how you guys feel about that. But regardless, if you guys still send me videos and pictures of your locks, and I always share with you my opinion through direct message. So if you just want to do that, or if you actually want to see it in video form, let me know. But thank you guys for watching. Yeah, and until next time, peace.